Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's the Superior Race Parts Late Model Tour / Super Late Model Tour in the Furniture Mart Weekly series. So tonight, it's the Super Lates at the Rock, where the Rock returns 125. I'm Dean Doucette, joined as always by Baron Labosco. Baron, the Rock returns, and it's not that the guy with the eyebrow or anything.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking, right, Dean? So we are absolutely talking about a historic and famous racetrack. I know some of you tuned in to the weekly series just to see some short track racing. We're going to spin it a little bit here. This track is long and it's fast, but it acts like a short track, Dean. Got my first race win here when I joined the iRacing server many, many moons ago. Very, very odd racetrack for those of you not familiar with the Rock. Hopefully we get you some in cars tonight, show you exactly what these talented drivers are doing.
Yeah, well, you can see here, Baron, on this track map, you look at the main straightaway where the finish line is and heading into one. Looks like someone might have had a few drinks before they drew this track out.
So that little bend in that turn really provides a bit of a what's the word, illusion to the drivers as they're coming down the straightaway. That bend almost looks like it's the beginning of the turn, and so you'll see some drivers shallow entry on that turn. Guys who don't figure that out until later in the race, you're going to see them start washing up the track a bit. They put a lot of heat into that right front, trying to get that car down to the bottom line. And then those that have done the practice, right, they're going to use a late entry there into one and hopefully carry some speed down that long straightaway.
Absolutely. We take a look in on our championship standings. Very early in the season, a couple of races in both series, and of course, the combined championship. Brian Cole leading that with Son Walker right there and Austin Miller. Brian leads the late model tour, while Austin Miller leads the super late model tour. So, very interesting here. We'll keep a closer eye on that as we get a few more races under our belt. And right now, though, I believe guys are starting to grid up, or maybe not. Still in qualifying, Bearing. Take another look at these points here. Anything you're noticing, anything you see here, it's still early, but I mean, it's quite tight top to bottom.
Familiar names at the top of each board there: Walker Cole, Brian Cole. Austin Miller had a nice win last week, so he's vaulted himself to the top of the late model side. We're looking forward to a good race tonight, Dean. This track's got a lot of speed in it for these super lates, so you're going to see some guys really getting after it tonight. A lot of racing room on here, but the fast way is off in the bottom way, and that's no different here at the Rock.
Yeah, well, you say that, and that's interesting because I did run a race here. Now, this was a while ago, but guys were running the high side, Baron. Is it possible, or was that a one off in whatever car I was running?
Well, it could be, but Dean, honestly, in 3 and 4 there's a lot of bumps on the bottom, and that is upsetting to some drivers who, like a nice smooth surface. So for comfort and ease of driving their race car, they may meander up a bit on the track and to keep the car under control. So we'll see guys pass on the bottom. We're going to see them pass on the top too, Dean.
Yeah, well, I don't like to spill my drink while I drive, Baron, so, the top sounds nice to me.
It is, and it's very consistent. So this way, you can put it in that little Barca Lounger of yours and cruise around the racetrack with your hand out the
Absolutely.
window, waving at
Yes.
the hotties.
Now you're talking. You've seen some of these guys around the track with their little motorized chairs with coolers built in. I mean,
I
that's
love
neat
the
here.
ingenuity. Yep, I love the ingenuity.
So guys are now starting to grid up. I love to see it here. Looks like Purnell up near the front here. Some good looking paints. We always love to see all these paint jobs out here. The Slim Jim.
Snap
Wow.
into a Slim Jim on the 14 machine. I love it, Jeff
I mean,
Bunton.
is it wrong that I just think of the Macho Man when I see that?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's on the 46 here. I don't know if we can get a better view here.
Let's see Brant, what he's got on his machine here.
It doesn't look like I'm going to get a better view.
Okay.
Very good, but it reminds me of Mr. Potato Head, but that would be Scott Olson still in the garage right now.
Right.
He loves that Mr. Potato Head. He runs that He Hut machine and Tim Pruitt Real Estate on there.
Now Napa 99 there, driven by Tyler Lamb, a fan favorite.
Well, let's get into tonight's K-T.org qualifying. We got on the grid, it's Dylan Connor. Shocker. Dylan Connor on the pole. He is an absolute pole master at this point. A time of 23.174. Austin Purnell will start in the second hole. And then old number 38, Brian Cole, will start on the inside of row number 2. And he's rocking a beautiful paint there. The old wind tunnel TV paint job. I love that.
Might be my favorite.
Well, on the outside row, another favorite, a booth mate of ours, Colin J. Kennedy, will be on the outside. And then you got Caleb Dyer and Richard Allen in row number 3. Walker Cole, Austin Miller in row 4. It's Bo Ledbetter and Jeff Bunton in row 5. And Brent Merkel and Tyler Lem in row 6. Scott Olson will round out the field.
So small field tonight, big track. Expect some green flag runs tonight, Dean. Should be an entertaining evening if guys can get off a 2 without slapping that wall.
Well, that could be a big if, though. We're going to see someone slap that wall. There's no doubt about that. But look for, the same cast of characters. I mean, Brian Cole starting in 3rd. You know he'll be there, or you think you will. And, Bo Ledbetter back in 10th, Baron. We were talking about him off camera here. We thought maybe he might like a track like this.
Well, my guess is that Bo's had some experience at the Rockingham track. This is something you'll see on the big cars too. So.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, green flag down and away. And the Rock returns 125. Dylan Connor down into 1 on the low side. Purnell up high.
Yeah, the tires are cold right now. This first term's pretty scary till the tire pressures come up, and then a couple laps in, they'll start really feeling much better to some of these drivers. Is Colin outside pass?
Yeah, driving right around on the high side, and I got a feeling from what I'm witnessing, Baron, that high side is going to be good. Guys are going to figure it out as we go along. You see Miller trying to drive right around the outside.
First wall slap right there by who was that on the inside there?
Walker.
Yep. So that's our first driver there that's found the outside wall.
Up front, Connor and Purnell. There's Kennedy. Brian Cole now being passed by the 17 of Caleb Dyer.
And finding his way past our series champ, defending champ there, Brian Cole.
Austin Miller continues to merge forward here. He gets by Richard Allen. Yellow flag is out. And it's Merkel and Ebley. They don't look too banged up, Baron. We'll see what happened here.
I guess there's somebody got a little loose in the center.
So here's Ebley in the 76. Merkel up ahead. Oh. Looked like, I'm not sure who that was who got in there. That was Tyler Lem who got in the back of Scott Olson. Ebley gets collected.
Yeah.
Or got
Calamity.
the back of Merkel maybe, and Ebley collected. So pit road open early here. Lem, Ebley, and Merkel will take a ride down pit road. And who knows, Baron? This could be an advantage for them.
Might very well be. Yep.
Now, what do you know about pit road here, Baron? Anything?
Crooked. It's very crooked. So yeah, you're gonna see some guys, as they come through. You see there's a turn there. I think there's 2 turns on pit row, and a very interesting pit entry. So you'll see some guys really have to be careful getting onto pit row here because it's got a very odd entry. Well, our first caution occurs here at lap 5. Guys are take a deep breath, right? Shake it off, re-rack them.
I got to tell you, Baron, and I've mentioned this to you, that my very first race was here at Rockingham. It is such an odd track. We talk a lot about practice. If you didn't get enough practice in here, this track, especially when you get cars all over the place right in front of you, obstructing your view, and you're heading down into these corners where some of these optical illusions could bite you, you're bound to hit that wall.
Yeah, there's a good chance of it, Dean, and you raise a very good point. This is a short track series by nature, but this track is so unique. You have to be alert and aware and on that wheel at every point around this track. Even though it's bigger, it's such a dynamic bitch that you could be out of control in the blink of an eye. So this acts much like a racetrack that is much smaller, but has a lot more speed, Dean.
Definitely has a lot more speed. Guys will get used to it here. Right now, Kennedy and Dyer up 1 into 3rd and 4th, but it's Connor with the jump here. Purnell on the outside. He's going to get hung out as Colin J comes down to the inside. Dyer right there with him.
And Purnell did not get a great start here. He's going to try to recover it coming back to the outside.
Wow.
Yep. Nice power drive.
He dives it in right to our race leader. So Purnell's found something, or he's pushing that car to its limits.
Yep. So good move by Purnell, and he's going to be in contention tonight if he keeps that up.
He definitely will. Purnell closing in, but up front, Dylan Connor, very steady so far. He's not rattled with what he's seeing here at all.
No, but he should be. What I mean by that is this track can change on you, and the minute you think you're comfortable, somebody's passing you or you're around, and it looks like here, Purnell may have the answer for a pass. No, he's going to stay in line.
You love the in-cars here. Let's get on board here with Purnell.
Just get a look at how busy the hands are on this car. Oh, we got another one out there. Looks like Walker called maybe. Tyler Lem.
Not seeing anything out on the track, Baron. So an odd caution here.
Yeah. Phantom debris.
Phantom debris. A little squirrel ran out on the track. That little bugger.
Dale Jr. debris here.
Let's see if we can see anything from back here. Oh, and there's something. Yep. Walker was around. Great save by Walker.
Yep.
Caution triggered there because the car was aimed right at him. But no harm, no foul.
Nope.
Well, a little bit of harm and a little bit foul, but... So, pit stalls are open. Brian Cole hits pit road. Wow. And he loves these early stops, Baron.
Yes, he does.
Olson's in as well. Ebley and Lem are on their way down as well.
So this has to be a scheduled stop for the 15, Dean, and we'll see if he's got some. If he's taking tires or not. Doesn't look like he is.
I mean, I kind of like it, Baron. I don't, you come in here, you get your early service, you're done for the night now. So we've seen how this plays out. Brian Cole really has it mastered with these cars now. I don't know if he's had enough practice. A little shout out to his brother Adam up there in the hospital with his son Alex. And Alex with some stomach issues. They're trying to get that all figured out, running a few tests. And, we wish the best for them. You never know what it might be. And we'll just hope for the best, Baron.
We sure will. We're praying for little Alex and praying for the doctors to help him out. So we're thinking of you, buddy. Come on back. Let's go do some racing.
And now Ledbetter hits pit road. So Ledbetter, even though I don't like these second lap pit stops, Baron, with only 2 or 3 guys coming in, it's not that much of a hindrance. Bo, with some thinking, said, I think I've seen Brian Cole do this before. How about I try it too?
Yeah, well, we'll see how it plays out here. He's going to start tail end Charlie, and I suppose he's fine with that, and he'll probably want to make his way with little or no conflict on the way up. And he did take tires, Dean, so different from Brian Cole. Ledbetter's got some fresh rubber going on.
Yeah, he does, and he's going to have to beat these guys off of pit road, and that won't be a problem for him.
Not at Rockingham, no. There's plenty of time here to get a yellow flag stop in.
So he's got to catch up quickly here as these guys get lined up and ready to go back. Green flag racing. And the Rock returns 125.
So now Brian Ledbetter's looking for a caution. He may not catch the end of the field here.
Green flag.
A great jump from Dylan Connor. Again, Colin J down to the inside. Can he do something now? And Caleb Dyer looking 3 wide. Gets into the back of Colin J and turns him. Wow, Colin J will not be happy about that one. Bo Ledbetter was back on pit road for some odd reason. That'll help him out.
Wow. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good here. Bo Ledbetter getting the benefit of a quick caution here. He may have been speeding or some sort of pit road penalty.
This was just uncalled for here, Baron. I mean, that's a little too aggressive too early in the race. And Colin J around. And of course, we are a little impartial when it comes, or not impartial, I guess would be the term, when it comes to Colin J.
I'm not sure, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not making excuses, but the 17 clipped him. He may not have known if he'd clipped him, because it looks like he drove straight through him. Dean,
Well, it certainly did. It was the old, I hit you, but now I'm going to keep
lifting
going.
for it either. Yeah, I can finish you off. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if from the cockpit that looked like he might have tagged him. I'm going to benefit on the side of caution here and say that Caleb did not have knowledge of hitting Colin there.
So I'm wondering, is Bo finally done with pit road? I'm hoping he is. Something went wrong with Bo Ledbetter. So a bit of a rough start. Now, you expect this here at Rockingham, and now Rockingham, for some reason, I always think of a statue, but that's the guy at Dover, isn't it, Baron?
Yeah, Miles the Monster, excuse me.
That's it, Miles the Monster.
Yep.
See, I think he belongs over here at the Rock.
Well, he could be on loan. It's not too awful far from Rockingham, North Carolina to Dover, Delaware.
Maybe we could at least get that car-eating dinosaur out
Go
here.
get him on a big old helicopter, transport him over there.
Like, have you ever seen Carzilla?
No. Although I've seen pictures of it like Monster Jam.
There you go.
Is that what we're talking about here?
I think that's where we're going.
And it would appear Caleb has been issued a penalty for his efforts here with Colin Kennedy. So back of the line for the 17 machine tonight.
Yeah, and he earned that, but unfortunately for Colin, that puts him right behind him again. So, we're picking on Caleb a little bit, but the truth is, too early to be racing like that. It's a good penalty from the admins. Hopefully he regroups and recovers, because he's got a fast car, Baron.
Well, he had fast enough to find second place, so still plenty of race left here. He can recover, no problem. So can Colin J, for that matter. I don't think the damage was too severe on that 3 machine, so we're hopeful we see these two back at the front again.
So these two down in the front here are taken to the apron, Baron. Is there any advantage in that?
Fuel strategy, Dean. It's what it is. Shortest way around. Provides a 10th maybe or 2 of additional laps. So these guys are looking to maximize fuel here, and that's what they're doing.
There you go. A little tip for everybody. Every little bit counts when you're doing fuel mileage. We did one famous race where a good friend was racing. He was winning that race. ran out of gas, coming out of 4. The car passed him 1 foot before the start-finish line.
Ouch.
It was very painful, Baron.
Ouch.
That was a good friend, TJ Bartel.
No, poor TJ. Great guy, TJ, too. He deserves every win he gets.
Yeah, absolutely. Doing very well over at the series he's running. Won 5 races and the championship this year, Baron.
Well, attaboy. Good for him, man. That's good news.
Back here, Dylan Connor, your race leader, doing great so far. Really getting these great restarts, which you have to do, and is the advantage of being the leader. He's got Purnell there. Purnell, see if he can get a better jump. Miller didn't quite get underneath him the way Colin J did, but he's coming. He's getting there now. See
So
if
Purnell
gets
getting
another big run.
Yeah, he's getting real good at these high line restarts, isn't he?
Well, he is, but Miller drove it in good this time. Miller holds him off, so side by side down into 3. Wow, Purnell! Now that's the high line I know. You can really throw it in, Baron.
Yeah, and he did, and still not clear of that 42 machine. Austin Miller not in any way, shape, or form impressed with the high line pass. He is maintained and driving away.
That was an awesome move by Purnell, but I think it spooked him too. He said, you know what? I don't think I want to try that again.
I think we'll just drop in here in line and see how the race plays out.
Back here, Richard Allen into 4th. How about Jeff Bunton? He's having a good run here, up 5 spots into 5th position in the Slim Jim machine.
Yeah, I love the paint job. Jeff having a solid evening tonight. He's under pressure here from Walker. But Walker, we know Walker's got car control, and right now this might be a track for him.
Yeah, he's got a little banged up machine from that earlier incident. I wonder if that's going to hamper him at all. Doesn't seem like it right now. Of course, Brian Cole, who already stopped, so Brian's good to go on fuel. At least that's what we think. Bo Ledbetter back here, still a lap down. He's just limping around, Baron.
Yeah, maybe that's his strategy right now. It's only lap 22.
Definitely still early here at the Rock, and you expect at the Rock, like as the run goes along, someone's going to break loose, someone's going to hit the wall. So you are expecting these cautions. Now, it might not come though, Baron.
Well, we hope not, because that means the car's been in trouble. Let's hope these guys keep it green and keep the fenders on so we can see some really good racing tonight.
Wow, good power off from Bunton there. He's up to 4th position. Like what I'm seeing out of the Slim Jim machine.
Yeah, he's got a little fire under him, don't he?
He definitely does. And here comes Brian Cole. He's working his way up through traffic. Back up to 6th. Caleb Dyer coming with him.
He's dragging Colin Kennedy with him, too.
Kennedy throws it in there. 3 wide with Dyer on the low side. Walker up high. Wow, Colin, he's taking no prisoners tonight.
Nope. He's had enough of being in the back of this field.
I love it. Put a little fire under your belly. I always drove better when I was angry.
Well, this one here in the 3 machine has had an evening already to begin with, and he's found some speed here, Dean. Taking no prisoners as Colin runs up on Richard Allen. Next in line is his dad. Not his dad, Walker's dad. His daddy. Different
So
dad.
Colin J underneath Richard Allen here now as they battle for 6th position. Colin J coming on through.
Yep,
So him and Brian Cole up to 5th and 6th. Bunton holding on to 4th. You got Miller way up there into 3rd, and then Purnell and Dylan Connor, your race leader. Why don't we take a lap with Dylan Connor here and just see what we can see out of our race leader.
Yeah, right on that yellow line. Look how bumpy that track is down there. Start-finish line right there, and now we go into 1. And this track, will throw you around right here. They did a repave, so guys need to be real careful. You see how loose he's getting coming out the turn. Guys who can manage a fast wheel are going to really love that turn. The guys who cannot, well, that's going to be a different story for them.
Now, when you say he's getting loose there, is that the weight, Baron?
It's the track, the weight, the speed, the right foot. It's all of it, Dean. It really throws you around.
It certainly does. This looks like you're going up in the air almost on entry, where your car is just not attached to the track momentarily.
And it really isn't. It's so bumpy that the cars really dance, and you really kind of manage that. Now, I'll tell you a little secret that I used to do. Going into 3, I'd have my left wheels on the flat below the yellow line to help the car rotate as it went through the turn, as the tire wear wore off on these things. You just let it drift as high as it wants to. You get back to the gas.
Let's see here with Purnell, see if he gets down there.
Yeah, I would hook my lefts right there on that yellow, let it run up here, and then power off. We get another caution here. Walker, Cole involved.
Merkel.
Yeah.
Walker up there. Let's get a look in on him. Good news for Bo Ledbetter. He'll get a lucky dog here, I would think. Oh, Merkel just into that wall, and yeah, Walker gets collected. Nothing too special there, Baron. That's just this track can eat you up sometimes.
Yep, sure can.
Let's take another look and see if I see anything. And just a little too hot coming out, a little too high. Standard Rockingham there.
Yep, and that's what you'll get. It'll reach out and bite you.
So pit road open. Ebley, Olsen, Lem, and Merkel all on pit road. Merkel gonna get off of pit road in time. I'm not so sure about these 3 here. They're still just coming in, so they're just fine. Take a look at Bo Ledbetter. There he goes, Baron. Lucky dog, Bo Ledbetter.
Yep. So he's just out there cruising right now.
See that name Bo, and you can think a couple of things. Bo Nix coming out in the draft this year in football. I don't know if you're familiar with any of these draftees, Baron.
Oregon quarterback. Looks like he's going to make his way to the NFL.
Absolutely, got some potential. We'll see. He's in that gray area of what people think. And then there's the other, Bo and Luke Duke. I always think about.
Yep. And so. Yeah, Bo Nix, he was an Alabama product before he went to Oregon, and had a nice season. We'll see where he goes in the draft.
Yeah, potential first rounder. Richard Allen coming down to pit road here. It looks like Bo Ledbetter coming in too, so lucky dog coming in. I like the call here. We'll see if he's just getting gas. I think he is.
Yeah, it's just a little insurance gas right now, so.
I mean, why not, right? You're already at the tail end of the lead lap. Might as well.
Yep, totally agree.
So Dylan Connor, wire to wire, race leader. Let's look at our pit board here. So it's Brian Cole in 4th, the only guy to stop. He stopped on lap 10. Then you got to go back to Colin J. He stopped on lap 14. And I got the hiccups again, Baron.
Well, it's puff, puff, pass, Dean.
I never understood that rule. Why would I pass it?
Selfish.
I mean, I'm just asking, I want a good reason.
Greedy and selfish. Don't be that way.
Connor, Purnell, Miller, Cole, Dyer, your top 5. So Caleb Dyer back in 5th here, and look, he's looking racy already, man. I don't know. I mean, I love Caleb. He's aggressive. He's fast, and we'll see if he can get up here and do something. And
well, he's warming the tires. Yeah, he's warming the tires right now, Dean. He's preparing for that restart. and he's making sure those rear tires are nice and warm so he doesn't lose grip on that green flag.
But when I see him in my mirror, I'm just thinking he's amped up. Down and away, Connor, not as good a start this time. Purnell on the high side, right there. Connor still gets away. Miller files into third, Cole into fourth, and then Button. And he's got that 17 all over him. Caleb Dyer peeking to the inside, nothing doing.
Don't look now. If you're that 17 machine, that 3 car is right behind you.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right here. Button under heat. Button, oh, and he touches the wall on entry.
And that's that optical illusion. Yeah, that was that optical illusion I was talking about. Guys will.
Oh, Colin
he's in the wall.
That wasn't really the illusion, but that was just a smack on the wall.
Yep. Got his Rockingham strike.
All right, these guys get settled in here. Here comes Walker Cole trying to battle back. Scott Olson been quiet here, but he's picked up 4 spots as a 77. So watch out. If Olson can keep it clean, and it's usually nothing to do with him, but you know he's usually there late when he doesn't when he avoids the wrecks there.
Well, and we're hoping for that, right? Olson's been looking for a top 5 lately, and you know he's got the talent for it. Oh, we got another one in the wall. It's Button again.
And he just tried to take out Olson right after we almost put the commentator's curse on him. 99 up into the wall. That's them. As Rockingham starts to flex its muscle.
Yeah, Rockingham getting the better of a lot of these drivers right now.
I mean, this is why I think Carzilla should be here. He can just throw some cars right up into his mouth.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I got a feeling by the end of this night, a lot of them are going to be on the hook.
It's looking that way, folks. Right now, we got ourselves a race. Connor and Purnell. Purnell's sticking with him. And, you know, he's no slouch of Austin Purnell, so he's coming. I mean, he's got a win under his belt. He's got many wins under his belt in the series, so.
Well, let's not forget, too, this is an aero track now. With these speeds as high as they are, aero matters. And, you know, when you dent up your car like that, Dean, aero is not as good. So you see here as Purnell consistently keeps that front nose out in the clean air as best he can.
Let's hop on board with Austin Purnell.
Half a lane up here. Got a nice drive off. Out of the gas real early, so he's not overdriving his stuff. Nice and low here, right? A lot of air on the front of that car. And he stays in touch with the leader here. Out to the wall. It's got a little run on the leader here, Dean.
Yeah, I thought you'd like what you've seen there. He's going where he isn't, Baron. I was going to say he's going down the line, but he's keeping the air on that splitter.
Yeah, and he's fully aware that there's got some aero in this track, and he's able to stay in touch with the leader here. Doesn't look like he's really overdriving the car too much. Just using what is little fast hands there coming out of 2. I love it.
Yeah, looking good from the 38. Of course, Connor leading, looking good in his own right. These two kind of checking out a little bit. So ways back to Miller, and then Brian Cole there with Colin J. Colin J back on the move.
Yeah, it feels like Colin's figured something out here. And if he can get a rhythm going, he might be tough to beat tonight, too.
He just might. I mean, you know, he's had his share of incidents here already with 2 of them. And yet he's back up to, 4th place now?
Yeah, so, and the incident he was in is enough to piss off the Pope, Dean. I mean, you know, if you're out there running in second and you get hit, God, it really frustrates you to no end to know that you have to make up all that track position again. So he's done it, though.
He has done it, so he's in 4th. Brian Cole slips to 5th. Now watch for Brian later. Brian is a long-term thinker. and he could be saving his stuff. We'll wait and see what happens. There's Caleb Dyer in 6th. Scott Olson up 6 spots now into 7th. Walker Cole right in front of Button and Merkel. So Button and Merkel have been involved in a few wall slaps and car incidents, and they're still hanging around here.
Well, we're hopeful that the damage wasn't too bad, but you know, like I said, aero matters. So lap 47 of 125. Next time they're on pit road, they're going to be fixing some damage.
Let's check out this paint job on the 99. The Rocket Man here, back in 11th position. Not the night he's looking for so far, but a lot of racing to go on lap 47 of 125.
Yeah, the Napa 99.
I'm liking this Napa. I mean, it's not the traditional colors, but I'm liking it. It looks sharp.
Yeah, good looking car.
We got Brad Ebley back here in 12th position, and Richard Allen, Bo Ledbetter back at the tail end. So these guys still, you know, Allen and Ledbetter are no slouches. They're either playing a strategy or this track just not suiting them tonight.
Yeah, well, they're teammates, so they may have something in store. There's a rabbit in the hat somewhere for these guys. They're typically not back markers.
Well, and while I was yapping, we missed a pass, a couple of them, so let's get a replay and see what happened here. So race leader Dylan Connor into the corner. Purnell down on the bottom, gets a solid run here. Yep, and in the wall he goes. So, and looks like Austin Miller is going to come around here on the high side. So Dylan Connor, or no, not quite yet. We'll stay with this replay for a minute and see how he gets him right here off the corner.
Colin Jay's in 3rd now.
Yeah, Dylan Connor, I think that wall slap really hurt him.
Oh, yeah.
As
Yeah,
we
look at
stay
that. Yeah.
under replay action for a minute here. Here comes Colin Jay as well.
Yep.
So we missed a lot of action there. My apologies. We were running through the field. One might say I was running my mouth, but that's kind of what I do, Baron.
That's what we're here for, Dean.
Absolutely. So Austin Purnell, your new race leader, the 38. He's looked good all night long. Going to be tough to beat. Approaching halfway here, lap 52 of 125. Miller in 2nd. Here comes Colin Jay.
Ran right up on him, Dean.
I get choked up again. And Scott Olson has hit pit road. What has happened to Scott Olson?
Green flag pit stop here, Dean.
Yeah, something else occurred here. We're going to go back and get another replay here and see what happened. So Walker working on the 77. And
he just pulls off.
He just pulls off. And he had enough. So
okay.
Scott Olson calling it a day out on the track. Purnell, Miller, and Connor, your top 3. Now Connor has gotten back around. Of course he did. Well, I went to something else. Let's just keep doing replays tonight, Baron. We'll call this the replay broadcast.
But if you're not paying attention, it's going to happen pretty quickly, right?
My goodness. So you see Colin Jay's up ahead here. This is Dylan Connor. Looks like that's Austin Miller up there. Oh, and Colin Jay, a hard lick into the wall.
Yeah, just lost the nose and up into the wall.
That car is getting beat up a little bit, man. But that's Rockingham. I mean, it can really sneak up on you, especially out of 4 there.
And it does. Like, it just totally does. Like I said, it races like a short track. You got to be up on that wheel the whole time.
We got Austin Purnell fans, Zachary and Angel out there in Facebook chat. Jennifer Lay also going for the 42 machine.
So Austin Miller got a fan out there. Who knew? I wonder how
got a
much
whole
he's
slew
paying her.
of them, and they all seem
Yeah.
a bunch of females too. I'm not
Wow.
so sure what Austin's got going on, but he's
He's
always
paying
got
them?
booze on the car, Baron. Could that have something to do with it?
Smart. In my opinion, that's smart.
Stop by anytime. Fridge is always stocked.
Isn't there a country song, Whiskey Makes Her Frisky?
Very well could be. Sounds
I
like
think
one.
there is. I think it sounds like something Luke Bryan would say.
So Austin Miller here riding in second position. He's picked up 6 spots so far, and we know what Austin can do late in the race. So we're not even at halfway yet. So it's looking good for the 42 right now. Dylan Connor hanging on after he slapped the wall pretty hard. Same with Colin Jay. And there's Caleb Dyer and Brian Cole. Now we're waiting to see if Brian Cole is going to start moving forward. You see him go up the track, and I like this, Baron. I know you like the bottom, but there's just something that intrigues me about this high side.
Well, with the dynamic track temperatures and the way they play out throughout the race, he may have been up here searching for some grip, Dean.
Yeah, that's a good point. We do have the dynamic track now. It will wear, it will change through the race. And that tire rubber builds up on the racing line. Ways back here to Walker in 7th. Merkel in 8th. Button in 9th. Back out front, Purnell still doing a good job. About 1.5 second lead back to Austin Miller. Now it's got an old Sunday afternoon feel to it, old NASCAR style feel to it here. Very appropriate for Rockingham, Baron. You know, we're only halfway here, guys, settling in here, and now comes the car management, all the old school ways.
Yeah, and you'll see guys tonight. You know, they're going. Some of them are managing their machines, right? Richard Allen has started to move forward. Bo Ledbetter's still back there, but Allen's in 10th. Some of these guys have been off the wall, and they're looking for their next pit stop, maybe get some of that damage fixed. So a caution is going to be welcome for the likes of Colin Kennedy, for Caleb Dyer, for Walker Cole. And it's lap 65 of 125, so we're about the halfway point here. And, you know, it's time to start thinking long term. Is this thing going to stay green? We only got 13 competitors on the track now. So what's my next step? Is there another pit stop in store? Can I drive the car a little harder? Where is my track position? Where does it need to be? Dean, I'm rambling.
You're saying all of it all in one. You got to put a comma in there sometimes, man.
I have the greatest run-on sentence in the history of mankind.
So Walker back here with Merkel. How about Merkel? Hey, let's give a shout out to Brant Merkel here. Nice looking car, the 46 machine. Having a good night. Walker a little loose right in front of him.
Yeah, so Merkel really showing up tonight. And you know, his speed is, you know, primarily due to a clean race car here, Dean. I mean, you know, he's had a hell of a night so far.
Yeah, and he's looking fast. He's looking like he's got a little something for Walker here as he patiently waits to execute a pass.
Late in a run here, Dean, those who do not have fresh tires are starting to feel the pain. This thing's going to start getting slick, and it's going to start getting tight at the same time. So guys are really starting to develop a love-hate relationship with this track.
Well, I'm just looking at some of these times, and like a guy like Richard Allen back here, and you know, Abley, Lem, these are some good drivers. Ledbetter, they're way back here still, and I gotta think this can't be just driving. There's got to be some kind of strategy to this.
Yeah, it feels like it, Dean. You know, we're looking at times. Austin Purnell, our leader, his best lap time was a 23.59. His last lap time was a 24.79. So there is fall off, right? And it's pretty significant by a second, almost a second and a half. So rubber is going to matter for those guys that didn't take fresh rubber, they could be in trouble, especially if we get a quick caution.
You see there his best time at 23.59. Yeah, and he's running a 24.9. So he's lost a second and a half. Is that what you said, Baron?
That's exactly what I said, Dean.
Okay, then.
Puff, puff, pass. Pass.
Things quiet down here on the booth.
And I love the sound of these cars, Dean, as they go by on these straightaways,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely, they
Just love
sound fantastic.
Get that crank it up moment that NBC does, right?
Yeah, unfortunately here, no great cameras for the crank it up. Some tracks have them, some don't.
Do the rear chase.
Well, your wish is my command. That's not really gonna do it for us, Baron. But we can hop on board, and you can certainly hear the engines in here as we ride on board with Dylan Connor.
Listen to that thing sing.
Now, Baron, what's on the windshield there? I see a couple of spots on there. Can we speculate about what's on that windshield?
Oh, that's dirt, Dean, and rubber. So as these cars continue to shed rubber on their tires, it collects on the front of the machine and on the windshield. And so that's why you see NASCAR with windshield tear-offs, and or in the old days they used to clean them, right? They had the squeegee out there and they'd wash it while the car was getting serviced. Now we have the tear-offs. So rubber and debris, it's the same stuff you get in your beer if you're sitting in the front row.
You just gave me another reason that I miss old school racing. I mean, the bucket, the windshield washer. I love it.
The washer had a job. He was behind the wall, had like a 10-foot pole in his hand with a squeegee on one side and a sponge on the other, and he would wash that windshield for the driver as best he could while the rest of the team was putting tires and fuel in the machine.
Yeah. Let's start it all over again. Can we, Baron?
Yeah. New cars are great, man. I like the old cars. I'm nostalgic about the old cars. They were fun. I love them. Don't get me wrong, but the new cars are a much better machine.
Caleb Dyer hits pit road. My goodness. Green flag stop for the 17 machine.
Interesting.
Gotta be scheduled here. So the 17, green flag conditions. If anybody can make it. Now, the thing is, this is a bigger track, Baron, than some of these short tracks. I don't think anybody can make it, to be honest with you. Maybe Bo Ledbetter, who pitted. Let's bring up our pit board.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, Dean. Bo had a little insurance fuel going in on lap 33, so we'll see if I can make it far enough.
Yeah, Dyer comes in 76. And we'll see here.
Ledbetter's back end, Dean.
Ledbetter's in, so no, Ledbetter could not make it. Ledbetter really struggling here tonight.
Walker Cole's in.
So scheduled stops all around, everybody coming in.
Well, I'll tell you, if you take tires here, Dean, you go from 0 to hero real fast here, but you might go a lap down on a green flag stop.
Yeah, well, and the incident problem heats up as fast tires start passing cold tires. And we'll see if that brings out a caution at some point. Flips this thing. And yellow is out on the track. I mean, I had to say it, Baron.
Yep.
Dylan Connor involved, and he does not look healthy.
What could have happened here? Did he come off a pit road and just loop it or something?
I'm not sure he ever was on pit road, so we'll see.
Oh, wait, I thought he was.
Behind Miller. Here comes Dyer, who just came off a pit road, and bam! That was Well, before the race, I'm going to say it. I had a word of the day that I forgot to give to you, Baron, that I was going to use, and the word was going to be asinine. And I'll just leave that at that.
My.
No offense to, not trying to offend, but that was not good.
Well, everybody's in now, Dean. Feeding time.
It definitely is feeding time. Purnell, Miller, Kennedy, Brian Cole, Merkel, Lem, Ebley, all on pit road. Others will be caught a lap down. Bunton stays out. Dylan Connor looks like he is going to stay out. He has not pitted either. Richard Allen, who pitted on lap 32, could be in the catbird seat. So pit road, as per usual, Brian Cole makes up time, hops off pit road in fourth. How does he do it, Baron?
Practice, Dean.
Oh, not practice again. We don't
Yep,
have
I
time
believe
for practice, Baron.
I said the P word.
Button, and Connor hit pit road. So Richard Allen will assume the race lead, and Brian Cole will be in second. Austin Miller and his fan club will be in third. Colin J. and Austin Purnell. So Purnell does not do well through this exchange.
Well, those who didn't have tires, they do now.
Very interesting, to say the least. Now, picking on Caleb, but I'm not going to leave it alone, Baron. That was twice tonight. Now, what recommendations do you have for the 17?
Well, he's a veteran of this series, and he's raced around these guys quite a bit. He knows what winning looks like, and he knows how to race with what's the word I'm looking for? Caution. Fresh tires, and came out and ran into a competitor, Dean. It happens. It's not intentional. I know it's not intentional. But sometimes maybe that right foot shouldn't be the first one to do all the talking.
Yeah, very thought out. I put you on the spot. Sorry about that, by the way. But, that was well said, Baron. I mean, it is not intentional, right? So he'll pick it up. He'll try and do better. But now we got a race, and we got Richard Allen out front and Brian Cole on the outside. It's Kennedy and Miller in row 2 and Mickle and Purnell in row 3.
Green.
Now these guys need to be careful. With fresh rubber, they're going to feel like superheroes on these cars. And this track, we've seen it before. You get about 5 laps in, and they start eating up guys on that outside wall. So a little patience here. There's a lot of racing left, but you'll be there at the end.
Miller not having patience. He gets in to Allen. Good back out and a good save by Richard Allen, but the 42 being real racy on the high side. Oh, and there's contact again, very slight. It's a great save by Richard Allen, but he's going to be shunted back about 5 or 6 spots.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It was a really good race going on. Again, cold tires, get some heat in them, let's go racing, right?
Aggression, the word of the day, perhaps. I'm not sure asinine was appropriate, Baron.
Co-opetition.
So Austin Miller out front. The crowd on their feet, by the way, Baron.
Well, the booth is on their feet. I know I am.
Brian Cole in second, Colin J in third, as some of the regulars start showing their might. Colin J down underneath the 15 of Brian Cole.
A really nice run here.
Great side-by-side action here at Rockingham. Brian knows he doesn't want to give up this spot, and Colin knows he's got to have it.
Well, they're committed.
This is just fantastic racing, continuing side by side, contact perhaps.
May have touched him there. I don't think he got him too out of shape. Brian really playing hard to get up here on the high side.
He's playing hard to get, and he's got to. He does not want to give up this spot at this point in the race. About 35 laps to go.
We've seen this out of Kennedy. If he can clear the 15 machine, he's going to go. And Austin Miller's got his hands full.
Well, Miller is checking out because of these two riding side by side. I mean, not checking out, but he's getting away, Baron.
Well, and that's fine. Lap 91 and 125. He wants to, right? Put as much distance between he and them as he can.
Absolutely. I mean, this is making his day. This battle only helps him. What a battle. We're getting into the 10th lap of this side-by-side battle.
Yep. Hard to get against Come Hither.
Okay, stop.
On Valentine's Day coming up, Dean. And you are going to be my sweetie. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Look, Brian holds him off.
It's jail all over again.
Oh, careful there, Colin. All right, there you go. Kept it underneath him. Good job.
He did. Brian persevered on that high side. How frustrating this is for the three as he comes back underneath him again. And he's sideways.
Yeah, he gets a nice run, and that it's hard to not, right? You almost have to be patient with it and let the car come, but he's got such a run going into one that he's got to pass him, Dean.
So all of this fighting has brought Purnell right up here with him, or he's probably been there the whole time. Don't look now, but the 99, who's had one heck of a tough night, and he's been around the back all night. The Rocket Man's up 7 spots now into 5th. He's got Dylan Connor looking underneath him.
And Connor's there. Connor's led a lot of laps tonight too, Dean. He wants to get back to the front.
Most definitely. Dylan Connor, he gets a lot of poles and he leads a lot of laps. He would like to be in victory lane just as often, Baron.
So he secures a position from Tyler Lem and put him at 5th. Lem in 6th place now. And that battle between Cole and Kennedy continues to wage as Austin Purnell has found himself in the mix.
So you got a 3-way battle here for 2nd position. Brian Cole, Colin J, and Austin Purnell. Purnell with a little wiggle off the corner.
And here comes the 3 machine again, Dean.
And he's looking to harass now. He might be saying, hey, if I can't get around you, I might go through you here.
And here comes the 38 on the high side, way up top here. See if he gets a run out. No, he cannot make the pass. Way up high. It's higher than I've ever seen anybody tonight, Dean.
Yeah, and that's where I was talking about. I mean, I've seen people running up there in the past, and it works. But, again, you need to practice it, Baron.
Well, see if he no, he doesn't go up there again. He stays in line with the other 2 machines now. Here comes County again, looking to make that pass on that 15 finally.
They continue to be really close. No touching, though, Baron. Are you allowed to touch on Valentine's Day? I'm not sure.
It depends if she's letting you or not, Dean. I don't know where you are in the dating scene yet, but I think it's date number 3, right?
Do I have to ask permission or anything? Is
Yeah,
this
it would
courting you're talking about? What is
Yeah, I
this?
think oh, look at this crossover here by the 38.
Austin Purnell looking to make a move. So Colin Jay fights tooth and nail to try and grab second spot from Brian Cole, and now he's under heat to lose a spot.
Only to find himself in the clutches of the 38. So, closed door. You shall not pass.
Now, I've heard, I've had her say that to me before.
Yeah, that happens a lot to me too. Yeah.
So this battle, while all this going on, race leader Austin Miller. It's Miller time, Baron. Drink him up.
He's out there second, almost second and 2/10 faster out in front of the other guys as they continue to squabble over who's going to get second place.
Now, no Jack Daniels tonight.
Purnell
Baron.
around Kennedy.
Are you going to be all right with that?
Yep, Sir Purnell finally got around Kennedy, and no, I'm not okay with that. I am a fan of Jack Daniels and all of his friends.
So yeah, I feel bad for Colin Jay, but he raced hard. He tried his best there, just could not do it. He tried it clean. Both guys will race on. This race not over. 22 laps to go, and now Purnell starts to look ahead and start to work on Brian Cole. Both of them. Let's take a look in our lap history here and see if he's going to be closing in at all.
Well, Cole did. He's knocked off a 10th or 2 of Austin Miller. As long as he's got green track, he can actually get there.
So we'll wait for another lap to go by here and to see if our meter comes down here. You see the last 5 laps, he's shaved off, not even a full 10th.
He's down to under a second now, Dean. 20 to go.
Waiting for it to register on my meter, but it's not gonna. So we'll hide that. We'll bring it back up and see. No, nothing changed yet. So Cole is moving forward, there's no doubt. And Purnell also right there, all over. Oh, and Purnell! Hard lick into the wall.
Oh my goodness, absolutely killed it.
Austin Purnell.
Just got away from him, Dean.
Wow.
Wow, that's a shame. What a run he had going tonight, too. Just got away from him, Dean. Rockingham just got him.
Classic Rockingham. You get comfortable, you're going, and you just forget out of this corner. Bam! It's
loses
a
the
hard
nose.
lick.
Yep, loses the nose.
Comes down. Denied from victory lane right there.
Gets all 3 sides. Yep.
You'll get to drive through it. That'll be about it.
Yep. Not the time for trouble like that for Austin Purnell. We hate it for him. He's going to come down pit road, get a little damage fixed. I don't blame him.
Richard Allen comes in as well. So 18 to go. Under caution here, and the Rock returns 125. As again, we look to have a thrilling finish. And the way these guys were racing, Baron, side by side, hardcore, I look for this to really heat up here. Kind of like your Valentine's Day nights.
Well, I hope so. I hope so.
Lamping back and forth. Jeff Bunton, he's recovered nicely here tonight. Bunton up to 6th position. Mickle, who I believe I might have called Merkel a couple of times. I could have politics on the mind, Baron. I'm not sure.
Well, you never know. I don't want any politics in my broadcast.
I don't think anybody does.
No. I like talking racing much more than I like talking politics.
So Austin Miller, Kenny, hold on. Let's see if we got anybody out in the chat. Go get it. The Rocket Man. Okay, Darren out there. Tech issues for Scott Olson, we're being told.
Oh, that sucks. Scott had a nice car tonight too.
Yeah, that is a shame. I was looking for good things there. Olson was on the move, being patient, but not meant to be here tonight. It's going to be Miller, Cole, Kennedy, Connor, and Lem, your top 5. Button, Mickle, Allen, Walker Cole, and Purnell, your top 10.
So Purnell stays in the top 10 despite that damage. Hopefully he was able to get a lot of that fixed under this caution.
Car looks good, Baron.
Yeah, looks like he might be okay.
It's a heartbreaker. Rockingham, I mean, it just does this to so many people.
It
so
is a
close
struggle,
to
yeah.
A great finish, and it'll just bite you.
Yeah, it's a struggle, no doubt about it.
Here we go. Looking for a restart. 16 to go. It'll be 15 to go at the line. Miller leads him down. And we're on the backstretch, Baron, so I might have to restart that one. Dylan Connor back in this fight. This will be interesting. The 92 finally getting back up here, get a sniff at things, and we'll see what he does.
Yeah, tons of speed here. Don't look now, but that 14 machine is back in the mix here. Jeff Bunton in the Slim Jim machine on the outside of Tyler Lem. So things shaping up for a nice finish here, Dean.
Pace car off the track. Miller down and away. Brian Cole, the decent start in the second. He'll file in. Here comes Walker again, though, right down on that yellow line, and a little too far down. He gets a little wiggle.
Dylan Connor eyeing up a pass here on the 3 machine. Let's see if Kennedy can hold him off. And he does, at least for this lap. Made a little ground up on the 15, too.
Yeah, Kennedy's got speed, especially when those tires cool down. You see him dive it in. Wow, he is right there now. 1 through 3, nose to tail. Miller touches the wall, goes down the track to protect.
We got another spin.
Brian Cole out looking for the lead. Mickle is in trouble. Back up here for this battle. It's Brian Cole taking the lead away after a wall slap from the 42. Here comes Colin J on the low side.
A little racecraft going on there. Respect to Austin Miller. Colin J had to pass, but he backed out. He was going to put the 42 in the wall.
Mickle takes his car to pit road. Well, this race continues. Brian Cole out here in the lead again. Can you believe this guy in the 15, Baron?
He is absolutely unshakable. And Miller's loose again. That opens the door for the 3 machine, put him up into second place, Dean.
Colin J now resumes his battle with the 15 machine. Kenny run him down. Kenny get underneath him and by him. It's almost 10 to go, 11 to go right now. Richard Allen's made his way up to 4th. He's been nowhere all night. Look at Allen coming in with speed.
And Austin Miller said, I'm not done. I got loose, but I got something here still. So
I'm
he's got
telling you, Allen is coming, Baron.
He found it.
The yellow flag is
And
out.
yellow on the
got a
track.
yellow.
It's Bo Ledbetter.
Wow. Is he driving his car tonight?
I don't know what's going on.
We have a substitute driver in here for the Ledbetter. He just parks it. I'm out. Wow. So he vacates the machine. He's had enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened here. We'll see if we get a look at it here. He's just really slow here. Down on the apron, and Ebley just cleans him out. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he was looking odd, though. I'm not sure what the 87 was doing. And like you said, I'm not sure he's driving his own machine tonight.
Wow. Very un-Bo Ledbetter-like.
So we'll re-rack them here. 9 to go. It'll be about 7 to go when we go green. It'll be Brian Cole, Colin J. Kennedy, and Austin Miller. Of course, Alan and Connor, Bunton, and others have something to say about this as well.
Well, we got some laps here. We're going to settle this thing, Dean, and it's going to be a shootout.
Things are getting crazy out there, and there goes the 17 of Caleb Dyer. He's going to get a lap back. Lucky dog. He almost hit the wall grabbing the lucky dog lap there. Not wasting any time here, Baron.
What choice does he have? He's going to be tail end. If he wants to salvage a finish here, look, he's going to get a top 10. He's on the lead lap. So, despite calamity and some real issues tonight, it'll be a decent points night for the 17.
So Brian Cole trying to bring the wind tunnel TV machine to victory lane here this evening and extend that lead. He is so tough. Every race he seems to end up here. Doesn't matter. A lot of the races, Baron, you think he's the 5th best car. But here he is at the front.
Well, when this car pulls off, Colin J. Kennedy's got a bit of a decision to make here. Do I go and jump the start, try to get the 15? Or do I fall in line and hope to try to make another pass while that 42 and that 87 hound me? 82. Excuse me.
Jump it.
I agree.
Gotta. Try it. Try and time it. Could be wrong. Could get a penalty. Go for it.
I agree, Dean. I do not err on the side of caution in these instances.
No, you don't get a whole lot of chances to be up here, folks. Be 6 to go at the line. You get one shot at this. Well, you might get 2, actually, but you wanted to give it all you got.
So 7 action-filled laps yet to go. As these boys in the Purrier Race Parts Late Model Tour, super lates tonight at the Rock, finishes up 125 laps at this event. Amazing event so far as we revisit the Rock. Really like what I saw tonight, Dean.
A lot of fun. The Rock produces some very unique racing. Seen a lot of great side-by-side action, some good clean racing, and now we're about to see a thrilling finish.
That we are. Get your popcorn, boys and girls. It's going to be a good one.
Brian Cole leads them down here, down the back stretch again. I don't know why that looks like turn 4 to me, Baron.
No, that's all right, Dean.
That's probably why I hit the wall all the time in actual turn 4.
Yeah, that's a sneaky one out there. Turn 2 and turn 4.
All right. All set, ready to go. 5 laps to glory when we go green. Pace car off the track. A quick start by Brian Cole. Colin J on the high side. Here comes Austin Miller. Richard Allen right there looking for racing room. Here comes Dylan Connor as well. Colin J trying to hold him off.
Got a nice run. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. Miller looks fast. Oh, and he clears him, Dean. 5 to go.
Colin J holds him off from the high side. Unbelievable. Brian Cole opened up a bit of a lead. Can the 3 close in? Quickly closing in.
Yeah, really drives it in deep there, Dean. Got a massive run on that 15. Here we go.
Colin J looking racy. He wants this victory.
Turns the car down, looking for that run.
15 just doing what he needs to do to hold him off. Holding that middle line. Good run out of 2. That seems to be the corner where the 3's got to get it done. Here he comes. Big
I don't like him
chance.
following in the tracks here, Dean. I want him to get a headlight out there so he can get some downforce in the front of this car. He does it in 1 and 2, but it's like he doesn't want to do it in 3 and 4. He really needs to. The car's turning well.
Yeah, the car is turning well, and it's driving off the corner. Richard
The
Allen
wall.
down to the inside. Back up the track, causing carnage. Caution comes out. We'll have a green-white checker.
And Dyer gets a piece of it. So he just got his lap back, and now Dyer's all collected. Dyer's going to put it on the hook. He's out. So Rockingham claims its next victim.
So I'm not sure what happened to Richard Allen here. Let's get a look at him.
I think he just got up into the wall.
So here he is. Yeah, and he does. Into the wall, down the inside, and up the track. Barely has a car left.
Ooh,
Now he's on
Len.
his lid. Wow.
Len gets a big piece of
Someone
it there.
call an ambulance, folks.
Look, there's a
Get that
tire rolling down.
off. Jeez. Get some help out here for him. He's
Yeah.
going to drive it. 3 tires. We're
Three-legged.
taking it home.
Yep, 3-legged wheel. Nice job. We call that limping at home, Dean.
That's painful right there. Tyler Lem takes the pit road. So the Rocket Man not going to have the finish he hoped for here tonight. There goes, I believe that's Mickle getting a lap back, so he'll get the lucky dog. The old fat boy car. Is he making fun of me, Baron?
Now, let me take a look here. Fat boy. Does that really say fat boy on the front of it? Because I mean, like,
it's on the side there, fat
Yeah.
boy.
all right.
I mean, maybe it's something else. Let's get a better look here. You know,
Yeah.
it's fat boy. Fat. Yeah, fat boy.
Okay.
It's questioning my ability to read English for a minute there.
I couldn't see it completely as I was asking. So, yeah.
No, I mean,
All right.
I literally was questioning my ability to read it.
My goodness. 3 to go, and the wheels are falling off everything, including the 82.
Yeah, well, the wheels definitely came off. Interesting here. So we get another shot now. Last time, Brian Cole went immediately. I think he'll do it again. Colin J has to just go, Baron. As soon as that pace car turns left, just go. And if you're too early, just back out of it.
If you want to win this race, it's what you got to do.
We'll see, though. KG vet that Brian Cole is, he could mix it up. Wouldn't really surprise me to see him switch it up. Got to cover all my bases, Baron.
That's right. Good job. So here we go. I really like this, Dean. What does the 3 have for him? What does the 42 have for both of them?
Well, that's it. I mean, Miller was up there, and then he hit the wall.
Austin Purnell was huge off the wall. And he is in
Purnell.
4th place. Purnell, yeah.
And Purnell was, definitely.
So he's back.
They all had their chances. Dylan Connors up in the 5th. I mean, he led the early part of the race.
So all the heads of state back up front now. They're all chasing the 15.
Well, and they all have a claim to it. They're all like, no, this was my win. So you got 5 guys up here thinking that they should win this race. And that's usually a recipe for some darn good racing. Of course, you got Walker Cole, Tyler Lamb back there, and Ebley. These guys all looking to improve their finishes. Here we go. Green, white checker to see who's going to end up in victory lane. Brian Cole holding, and he's gone.
Yep.
So pace car took off. He took off right away. He held him back from the pace car, though. That was kind of a cagey move. Now it's Colin J again on the high side. Miller down low. They're almost touching. Again, a good run on the high side.
Yeah, Miller's seen this play out before, and he saw it coming this time. Ooh, big run out here by Dylan Connor. Austin Purnell almost takes the pass.
Purnell coming up for third. He jumps in there. We're on the final lap. 1 to go for the 15, and Brian Cole. One more corner, and the 15 is going to claim this race. Here comes Purnell. Colin J throws it in deep. He's trying to get to the bumper. Can't quite get there. Brian Cole going to come home and win this race. The Rock returns 125.
Yeah, that was a great finish by Brian Cole. Man, I love it. I love it. Brian Cole produces yet another win, Dean. Just when we thought he had lost the handle on the machine, comes back and gets a W.
I mean, it never ceases to amaze me. The 15, no matter what he looks like in the first 50 laps, the next 50 will be different. And the last 50 will be different from that. Often ends up in victory lane. Super impressive. You see him here come over the victory lane, and that's so much for the burnouts. Walker cleans them out. That's not nice. little son comes in and says, "Hey, that's a little more than how do you do?" And good run. My goodness.
Walker cleans his dad's clock.
Not too much damage to that beautiful wind tunnel TV machine. Look at that thing. A thing of beauty is he's not quite ready to head to victory lane. He'll take her through the grass. A little tribute out there to his brother Adam, of course, at the hospital with his son. Hopefully everything going well over there. Here, though, all Brian late. He ends up in victory lane. We're going to head to commercial break. We'll get words with our top 3 finishers. We're back here at Rockingham. The Rock returns 125. Brian Cole, your race winner. And Baron, the winner tonight besides Brian Cole, I think it's the Rock.
And the fans. We saw a hell of a race tonight, and the Rock produced the great racing we've come to find here at the Prairie Race Parts Late Model Weekly Series. So we love the track, love what I saw, side-by-side racing, and a dynamic finish, Dean. This was fun.
Absolutely. A lot of fun there. We see the final results. You can find your favorite driver in there. A couple surprises. Bo Ledbetter down near the bottom. Caleb Dyer had his troubles here this evening. Richard Allen had late tagged the wall hard.
Yeah,
falls to ninth.
Really had a good car late in the race. Shame.
Right now, though, let's shift our attention to some of these racers as we bring in our third place finisher. That's Mr. Austin Purnell in the 38, grabbing the podium finish there. Last lap, really, Austin. Congrats on third place.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I kind of shot myself in the foot by wrecking myself at 30 to go. Might could have had a better shot. Just I don't know. It seemed like that you get behind a car, it's dirty air, just sucks me right up into the wall. But it is what it is. I'm happy to come back to third. Actually surprised. Congratulations to Brian and Colin for their runs, and thank y'all for doing the broadcast.
Yeah, man, Austin, it's Rockingham, right? I mean, this is what happens here. You get in a little traffic, a little tight, and that wall, man, that thing will come up and bite you, won't it?
Yeah, it's bad though. I chose the easy corner 4. I didn't hit it coming off 2. I decided to do it out of the 4, which usually it seems turn 2 is the main trouble spot. Just you never know if it was going to break loose or wash right up in the wall. But it was still a good setup. It's just you just get
Now,
nature of the track.
Austin, we seen you earlier in the race. I believe it was you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we seen you really throw it in the high side, really high one corner. I was almost surprised you didn't go back to it. It almost looked like it scared you. You said enough of that. How was it there on the very high side?
The very high side, yeah. I mean, going into 3, I was pretty much going in, not letting out the throttle, but dropping it back down to 50% throttle, and you can stay on that outside of somebody's quarter panel. You can kind of cross them up down the front stretch. It was really what I was trying to aim to do, because like I said, the dirty air is just so bad. You don't want to follow nobody because it's just going to suck you right up to the wall.
Yeah, interesting to talk about dirty air in super lates, but this is what it produces here at the Rock. But hey, it was a heck of a run, man. You battled hard. You had your time at the front. You battled back. You grabbed third. It's a good points night, man. We'll shift our attention to next week, and we can't wait to see you, Austin. I'm sure you'll be back in victory lane in no time at all. And congrats on this third place. And anybody else you want to shout out, you go right ahead, my friend.
Just everybody puts on the league, and like I said, Stacy Puryear with Puryear Race Parts for sponsoring this deal. I'm actually going this weekend to get some stuff from him. So, he's a good dude, and like I said, just go check him out.
Beautiful. I love it when sponsors get business as well, Baron. That's Austin Purnell in the 38 machine.
And that's what it's all about, right? We're out here for the fans, but sponsorship drives this thing. And speaking of driving, hell of a drive here by the 3 machine, back to front a couple times. Colin, tell us about your night tonight.
Yeah, it was a good night. Really had a good car. It just felt like it just really turned very well. A little bit of coaching from old Baron over here, just telling me that I suck at driving. So maybe change my mind about it and show them that it ain't true. But overall, it was a pretty good night. Coming through the field a lot. Just it was very easy to pass with this thing. It cornered so well. So not too.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's not too bad on the night.
No, it wasn't. And it looked at times, you had the fastest machine out there. How did it feel? What was it doing for you? I mean, you had a great side battle with Brian, but couldn't quite pull it off. What was going on?
Really just that dirty air. That dirty air tears it up. Just really off of turn 2 is where you would just lose it just a little bit. It would make the car wash up, and then you had to focus on not hitting him. So, just really all I needed was just more clean track, but that's part of it. So just couldn't complete the pass on Brian. Brian was holding a really good line around the top. I was hoping maybe he'd give me a little bit of some slack and let me go run down Austin, but as you can see, he didn't leave no slack, and now he's the winner of the race. So nothing wrong that Brian did. So, but overall, it was just really good. It just cornered very well, but glad to be back up in here again. It's been a little while.
It sure has, and you had a hell of a run. And look, right, Brian didn't do anything wrong, right? His job is to make sure that car finishes in first with all the fenders on it, and your job was to pass him tonight. But tonight it's second place for you. Who you got to thank for all this?
Well, I want to thank y'all for always putting on a great broadcast. I love going back and watching these. They're always killer, always interesting, good to watch. I like to thank my parents for letting me do this every night. Thank Brian and Adam and all of them for constantly, dealing with everyone's crap in the league, and especially dealing with me. But overall, just thank everyone in the league for, keeping this thing up and running every season. But especially thank for y'all for another great broadcast.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you here. Congratulations on the second place finish, Colin. Dean, your second place finisher, the 3 machine, Colin J. Kennedy.
Yeah, man, he was doing great out there, battling hard, trying to take that lead away from this guy down in victory lane. It's the 15, Brian Cole, back here celebrating. I heard they were running out of champagne for you, Brian. You've been down here so often.
I kind of felt like this one was handed to me a little bit tonight with Austin Miller made a little mistake, right after a restart, and I think if it wasn't for that, I don't know that I could have got by him, but I'll take it.
Well, that's the key to this place, isn't it, Brian? Being mistake free. I mean, I think, as far as what we caught on camera, you might be the only car that did not tag the wall out there, and that's kind of key. I mean, this track's so tough, it'll come up and bite you, won't it?
Yeah, you almost in these cars at this track, you almost have to race like it was Darlington. You just race the track. You don't worry about anybody else. And at the beginning, I was just kind of riding, letting some people go. I knew it could be a tire wear race, so I tried to save that right front and just missed the wrecks and stay out the wall. I did touch it one time earlier on, but other than that, I think I stayed pretty much mistake free. And um, Colin was faster there towards the end, and him run side by side for a long time. But I knew if I could just not make a mistake coming off turn 2, that I could possibly hold them off. And it was hopefully made for a good broadcast. I felt like we raced quite a few laps there side by side.
Now, Brian, we had early caution, like lap 10, lap 20, somewhere in there, and you decided to come down pit road. Tell us a little bit about that. Was that strategic? Was that going to be your only stop, were you thinking? What were you thinking at that point?
No, I was just get more gas. I knew I had a feeling we were going to get a long green flag run, and but there at the beginning when we were having caution after caution, I was starting to wonder, but I just figured everybody would settle down and we'd have a long green flag run, and I thought it would benefit me to have a little more gas than anybody, but uh, it really didn't. But I was able to kind of miss the wrecks and uh, still pitted about when everybody else did. When that other caution came out. So yeah, it was just it was on purpose just to try to get a little more gas because I knew we'd have some long green flag runs.
Now, you got a nephew of Alex down there in the hospital. I'm sure you were thinking about him. We dedicating this one to him?
Absolutely. I hope Alex is feeling better. Hopefully they'll get him straightened out, and he'll be back home playing soon, hopefully.
Absolutely, Brian. And you played them all. You played your cards right here this evening. Again, down in Victory Lane. Can't tell you how impressive it is to see this happen. A lot of the weeks out here just making the right decisions at the right times. You grab another one, open up your points lead now, and we'll give you the floor. Brian, anything you'd like to say or anybody you'd like to thank?
Thank you guys for the broadcast, and I don't know. I kind of want to give the hard luck award to Richard Allen because I really thought he was going to win that race towards the end when we had that last caution, but I don't know exactly what happened, but I was more worried about him, I think, than I was. I was kind of hoping Colin and Austin were going to run side by side, kind of keep him back there, but I know he was coming. But it was a lot of fun. Had a good race. We're off next week, so we will be back in 2 weeks.
All right. Well, enjoy your week off, Brian, and congrats on the victory. Brian Cole, in the beautiful car, the Wind Tunnel TV car, taking it to Victory Lane.
Great looking car and great looking man too. Very handsome man, Brian Cole. So we're happy to see him in Victory Lane, and he's going to sounds like he's going to take a week off for Valentine's Day there next week as the series rejoins 2 weeks from tonight. Dean,
did you lobby for this, Baron? This week
did
off
not.
On Valentine's Day?
I did not. I will be in the great city of New York City next week. So. Good times.
Good times. Good race. Brian Cole, your race winner. Rockingham, perhaps a close second here. A tough track. And we'll take next week off. Like Barron said, we'll be back every Wednesday after that, 9:20 p.m. It's a Furniture Mart weekly series. For myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Barron Labosco, that wraps it up here from Rockingham. We'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.